Salam alaikum. Selamat pagi, ibu-ibu dan bapak-bapak. Friends and fellow devotees of the Lord, it is such a joy to be in your midst this morning. Let my words today be few and simple. My first word is a word of congratulations. I congratulate the Jakarta Sadhu Vaswani Center for having set this noble example of starting a school for the poorest of the poor, the indigenous, those that cannot afford to get entry into existing schools. I pray, I hope that this example will be taken up by many others, especially the Sadhu Vaswani Center and the Sadhu Vaswani missions in different countries. And they will start similar schools for the education of the poorest of the poor, those that cannot afford to get entry into existing schools. For this, I think the credit should go to our sister, Mrs. Rita Thakur Kusanani. She is a person with a rich, creative mind. She is a person with a kind, compassionate heart. She is a person of radiant simplicity. She is a person of knowledge, of understanding and love. She is our little Mother Teresa in the making. Her heart moves out to the poor. She believes that the poor are the pictures of God, and to serve them is to worship God. This is the real worship that we can offer to God, by serving the poorest of the poor. And this is what she is doing here in Indonesia. A few years ago, she started a program of giving limbs to the limbless. I think they have given limbless to hundreds upon hundreds of people who otherwise, thousands of people who otherwise would live a deserted life. This example of giving limbs to the limbless was taken up by other centers, Sadhu Vaswani centers, in other countries, in countries as far as Casablanca. I feel grateful to her. My friends, as I have moved from place to place, as I have moved from country to country, it has seemed to me that the great need of the nations, the one piteous need of the nations, is education of a new type. Today schools and colleges and universities are multiplying. But what we need is centers of new education, centers of that type of education which trains the pupils to live the right way of life. Our education, as it is being given in schools and colleges and universities today, emphasizes words. Words can at best enrich the minds. Today brain power has been developed, science is marching on, technological progress has been made, but the problems that are before us, they will not be solved by the developed brains alone. Illuminated hearts are needed. Awakened hearts are needed. Understanding hearts are needed. We teach our students so many subjects. We teach them languages and literature. We teach them history and geography. We teach them economics and politics. We teach them sociology and psychology. We teach them computer science and a host of other subjects. But we do not teach them how to live in the right way. This is the type of education that we must give to our students, how to live in the right way. Have you ever asked yourself the question, why is it that our young people are taking to drugs? Why is it that men are becoming criminals? And instead of sending those criminals to jails, why don't you send them to schools where they can be taught how to live in the right way? But why not send them first to such schools so that they do not commit any crimes at all? The new education, as I think of it, emphasizes among other things these 5. Firstly, character building. We should teach our students qualities of character. Today, character is becoming conspicuous by its absence. Wherever you go, you find there are no men and women of character. Men and women of character are the great need of the nations today. And in the second place, it emphasizes identification with the poor, service of the poor and broken ones, service of the unwanted and the unloved. And in the third place, we should teach them some art, some craft, so that they can stand on their own legs and earn their livelihood with dignity and self-respect. And in the fourth place, we should teach them a reverence for all life. All life should be regarded as sacred. Creation is one family, and in this one family of creation, birds and animals are man's younger brothers and sisters. It is the duty of man to give the love of his heart to his younger brothers and sisters. And fifthly, and most importantly, we must teach our students how to cultivate their souls. Essentially, every man is an immortal soul. We do so much to train the body. We do so much to train the mind, but we do nothing to train the soul. We must teach our students how to cultivate the soul. We should teach them to spend some time in silence, to enter within themselves, and to make God their companion in this endless adventure of life. Have you ever asked yourself, what can education without God achieve? I read of a cannibal chief. They found that he had studied in an American university. So they asked him, you have studied in an American university and still you eat human flesh? He said, yes. He smiled and he said, yes, but now I eat it with a knife and a fork. That is all that your education can do. It can touch the superficies of life. It does not go into the depths within. My friends, let me close with a story which I gave you a few days ago. It is concerning the great lawgiver of ancient Greece, Solon. One day Solon came bringing a rotten apple in his hand. He came and appeared before the people, and he said to them, how can I regenerate this apple? Is there a way of making this apple new? The people looked at each other. How can a rotten apple become new? They asked. Then this man, Solon, he took up a knife, cut the apple into 4 parts, took out the seeds. He said, I will sow the seeds, and out of these seeds will come new apples, fresh apples, luscious apples. My friends, the children whom you saw on the stage a little while ago, they are the seeds of humanity. Give time to them. Pay attention to them. Train them. They are the ones who will build a new humanity, a new world order, a new civilization. I thank you.